I assume that you already know how to teach dance, but you want to know how to teach dance online. Well, I've discovered a strategy that will not only help you teach dance very, very effectively online, but this strategy will automatically attract those people who want to learn to dance online. So this strategy works that you can teach more effectively and it automatically markets for you. First, we're going to talk about the strategy of how to teach dance online. Then we're going to talk about how you start your videos and how you can keep people's attention. And then I'm going to share a way that you can prepare your videos so that you're doing it a lot more efficiently and taking less time. And then lastly, I'm going to share with you a strategy of how to get a lot more people to view your videos and find them. I make hundreds of educational videos every month on YouTube. This is my expertise, and I help lots of other educators do the same. In fact, many of them are doing extremely well financially. Several of them are making six figures every month, and we follow this exact strategy. So here's an overview of the strategy. Right now, all around the world, there are people that want to learn to dance, okay? And they're actually going to Google and YouTube, and they're typing in questions like how to dance this or how to do this move or something like that. They're searching for your expertise, and we want them to be able to find you and see you as their hero. So what we do is we make how-to videos that answer these questions about dance. We need to be really, really specific. We need to pick titles that are really long questions, ideally like 8 or more words. Now I teach how to find those. There's actually a tool that does all this work for you. Here's why we do this. When somebody goes to Google or YouTube, they type in this really specific question about dance, they see your video. They're like, oh, that's exactly what I searched for. So they click on it and they watch it all the way to the end. Now the algorithm sees that and says, wow, this is a powerful video. Let's suggest this video to more and more people. And so YouTube starts to become your promoter. So that's the tactical side of it, but just think about this for a minute. Somebody who wants to learn dance, they find your video. When you're looking into the lens, they're making eye contact with you, and there's this relationship of trust that start to be built there. They admire you, and they want to hire you. If you've ever put videos on YouTube and not had them get results, you've got to try this. You follow the strategy I teach in this episode. You put your video on YouTube and it will instantly rank on top, and you'll start to get views right now. So the reality is you can make an amazing video, like the best dance instructional video ever, and you put it on YouTube, and if you don't have a strategy of how to get people to watch it, it's not going to be seen. And so what I'm going to share with you here is the tool that you can use to make sure that you're using the right title. This tool is called the Keyword Magic Tool. You'll find it on a website called semrush.com. Now let me show you how to do this. If I type in the word dance and I hit search, we get millions and millions of search results like you would on any other search tool. But watch this. If you hit questions, that narrows it down to all the questions about dance. And then I'm going to turn on one more filter. I'm going to turn the word count up to 8 or more. Okay, so the longer the phrase, the more specific the question is. So I have not done this search before. Let's see what we find. So, okay, some pop culture things like who went home on Dancing with the Stars, how old was Patrick Swayze in Dirty Dancing. Let's see, and we might need to narrow our search down a little bit more because I just typed in the word dance. All right, so I'm going to add in the word stars. And just exclude that word so that any of the searches, it doesn't have Dancing with the Stars. I'm also going to add an inclusion word of how, like how to dance the mambo or something like that. I'm expecting questions like that to come up. Okay, I see some other things here. I'm going to get rid of season. I'm going to get rid of the word old. Okay, so we have some very specific questions here. How to do the spooky, scary skeleton dance. I don't know what that is. Maybe you know what that is. There's a lot of searches for that every month, and so you could really get a lot of traction with that episode. How to do the renegade dance step by step. Okay, so there's somebody who's wanting to learn to dance. Okay, here's another one that I'll add a check mark to, and I'll show you what those check marks do in a minute. How to learn dance at home for beginners. How do you mix songs together for a dance? That might be interesting to your audience, or maybe not. So you notice as I scroll down this page, this volume number gets smaller and smaller. we actually want small numbers there, and I'll explain why in just a minute. So if you were doing this, you'd want to go down and just comb through and pick out the ones that you would love to do. I mean, I don't know if you want to teach how to do the Cotton Eye Joe dance, but you check all the ones that would be great episodes for you to teach. And so I can show you. Let me go down to the bottom and see how low they get. You can see there's a lot here. In fact, I'm going to go to the next page because I want to find something as low as like 10, 20, or 30. So if I keep scrolling down, all right, there's actually a lot of questions about dance, which is good news for you. I'm going to go to page 5. Okay, we're still down to just 40, but that's good enough. Let's find a good one here. How to become a certified belly dance instructor. If you want to teach that one, that would be great. Let's find one more. How to choreograph a hip-hop dance solo. That is specific because it's specific to the type of music and you're trying to choreograph it, right? And for one person, I guess. Is that what solo means? Now, this phrase has 40 searches per month. You can go lower than this. I want you to go as low as 10, okay? Let's pretend that this phrase had 10 searches per month, and I want to tell you why I still think that this phrase would be gold. This phrase has 8 words in it. That means it's really specific. And there are a lot of people that are asking this question or want to know the same answer, but they're typing their question a little bit differently. So this question has 40, right? And we can go as low as 10. If these people go to Google or YouTube and they type in this specific question, they're finding your video. It's got that same title. So they're like, oh, that's exactly what I was searching for. So they're going to click on it, and your content is great, so they're going to watch it all the way to the end. It's exactly what they're searching for. The YouTube algorithm is going to see that. They're going to say, wow, these 10 or these 40 people came and watched this video, and they watched it all the way to the end. Let's find more people that we can suggest this video to. So YouTube will find more and more people that have searched for similar things, and your video will start to get more and more momentum over time. In fact, years from now, your video will still be bringing in this search traffic. Just for the sake of example, I want to do one more specific search. So all I did is I type in the word dance there. But if you want to teach dance moves to a specific song, I mean, you can type in a song. Let's type in Thriller, okay? That's the first one that came to my mind. So how to dance like Michael Jackson, Thriller, step by step, 70 searches per month. So you can really use this tool for 2 things. You can find a lot of good examples. You'll have an endless supply of video topics to make episodes about. And when you put this video on YouTube, you'll automatically have a marketing strategy built into it because you know that people are searching for these phrases. So you post it to YouTube, and instead of that video being a ghost town, this video will automatically get views and you'll have people find you. Now hold on just a minute. I just noticed that you haven't subscribed yet. So there's a red button. Go ahead and click that red button and subscribe to this channel. And then right next to it, there's a bell. Click that button as well. That turns on alerts so that each time I upload a new episode, you'll get an email from YouTube and you won't miss a thing. Once I have the titles selected, the list of videos that I want to film, and I'm ready to prepare the content, I use the same outline every time. This is what the outline looks like. I've got my title. I can make notes about my intro if there's anything I want to say specifically in the intro. I remind myself to give content hooks. Then I have several bullet points where I can just put the talking points of things that I want to talk about throughout the video. What I want to talk about first, second, third. I might end with a story. And then I always have a very specific call to action, whether I'm recommending the video that they should watch next or the lead magnet, the free gift that they can get by clicking the link below. Now, we already talked about your titles. Remember, this is probably an 8 or a 9 word phrase. That's what your title is. In your intro, you're basically reading the title to them and then telling them why it's important. So, hey, in this video, we're going to talk about this long sentence. I've been doing this for years, or this is really going to change your life, right? So something profound, something that's a why of why they need to watch this 10-minute episode. We're going to talk about the content hooks in a minute because we need to have the content prepared first. One way that you can think about it is in time. Like I'm going to spend a minute here, then I'm going to spend a minute here. I'm going to share a story, maybe that's 2 minutes. I've got another minute here, and I've got another minute here. You'll know the time as you go along. Now, when you prepare it this way, you don't want to memorize it and on filming day try and remember all bullet points because guess what? You can pause. I'm pausing a whole bunch while recording this video, but I know that my editors will just edit out those pauses. And what I have all my clients do is they do point number 1. They look at their notes, and then they come and they look into the camera and they deliver point number 1. They might talk for 1 minute, 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes, and then they finish point number 1. Then they come back, they look at their notes. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to talk about next. Then they come back to the camera and they deliver point number 2. They're not thinking about what point number 3 is. In fact, we want them to intentionally pause after they're done talking about point number 2. They come back to their notes, they look at point number 3 and they say, oh yeah, that's what I was going to talk about next. They look at the lens of the camera and they deliver point 3. This is the best way to prepare your content because one, it's simple. You're not writing out a lengthy script that might take you a couple of hours to prepare for one video. Now you can just bullet point the talking points in maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, and that episode is prepared. And you can take the burden off your shoulders of having to memorize all this content because you've just got memory joggers. I'm going to talk about this first, then I'm going to talk about this second, and you're going to pause between each one. How do you start your episode? Okay, there are 2 ingredients, just 2 things you need to do when you start each episode. You need to talk about what the video is about and why they should watch. If you've done the keyword research, you know the title of your video, you know what it's about. So let's say we found the title, How Do You Dance Samba Step by Step? That's an actual phrase that I found. So this is how I might start that episode. Would you like some hands-on samba help and wondering, hey, how do you dance the samba step by step? Well, in this video, I'm going to take you by the hand so that by the end of this episode, you'll be fluent in the basics of dancing the samba. After you've done your intro and the little opener has played, your little branding piece that's 6 or 8 seconds long, then comes the content. And you want to start out your content with content hooks. So I want to demonstrate how not to do it and then a better way to do it. So on the outline here, I'm going to just demonstrate with this title, How to Get Rid of Strep Throat Without Antibiotics. Now, Dorian Spackman, she's the expert on this topic. She taught it to me. I've used the remedy many times, so I'm going to pretend that that's my expertise, okay? And here's my outline. You notice I've got 3 words or 1 word or 2 words, okay? Very simple outline. I've got 6 different points that I'm going to cover in the video. First, let me demonstrate how not to do the content hooks. All right, as we dive into this topic of how to get rid of strep throat without antibiotics, really you just need 3 ingredients. If you go grab some garlic, some cayenne pepper, and some raw honey, and you mix that together, you take that, it will wipe out your strep throat. I just gave away the whole episode, right? Why are people going to need to watch longer? Or maybe they don't believe me. Maybe they think, oh, that sounds too good to be true. Let me go find a better video. Or maybe they do believe me and they go leave to see if they have those ingredients in their kitchen. Who knows, but they're certainly not going to stick around for the full episode. So here is a second attempt, and I'm going to set some content hooks that create curiosity. All right, as we dive into this topic of how to get rid of strep throat without antibiotics, first, we're going to talk about why not antibiotics. And there's some good reasons why you might want to consider an alternative. Then there are 3 ingredients. We're going to talk about each one and how each one is a natural antibacterial and a natural antiviral. It's amazing stuff. Then we're going to go to the kitchen. I'm going to show you how to prepare this and how to take it, dosage and whatnot. And then I'm going to wrap up with a story. My son, when he was really young, he had a high fever, he had strep throat, and we used this remedy. He also experienced a side effect that you're going to want to know about because you're probably going to experience this side effect as well. All right, let's dive in. Okay, do you see what I did there? Do you see the difference in the first example and the second one? Hopefully you see how the second one really would create a lot of curiosity and didn't give away the secrets. The whole goal is to create curiosity and help them think, wow, this is an amazing video. I'm excited to spend the next 10 or 12 minutes watching this episode. Now let's talk about the end of the video. You want to have a call to action if you want your channel to be profitable, right? If you want to make revenue or you want to have customers or clients, you need to ask them to do something. But it's actually easier than you might think. You don't have to sell them anything at this video, which would kind of be weird when it's an educational video, right? You're giving away information for free, and then at the end you're trying to sell them something. Nope, we don't have to worry about that. Give them a free gift. Okay, so you might say something like this. Hey, now that you've learned how to do A, B, and C, I want to give you a free copy of my book. I go way more in depth on this topic, and if you click the link below and you just cover the shipping costs, I'll send you the book for free. That type of a call to action or that type of a lead magnet, the gift that you give away is called a lead magnet because it attracts leads. That can be really effective because in order for them to pay the shipping costs, They need to give you their name, their phone number, their address, their email, and they're paying a few dollars, so you know that they're committed. So it's a high quality lead and you get a lot more of their contact information. As a heads up, the lead magnet that I'm going to give away to you for watching this episode is my Influencer Almanac. It's a digital piece that has a lot of valuable information in there, but there's no cost at all. You just get it for free because I don't have to ship it out to you. I can just email you the link. Another thing that I want to talk about call to action is engagement. You can ask people to do things like, hey, remember to subscribe. Did you notice how I asked you to subscribe earlier in the episode? I was over there sitting on the stairs. Most people wait to the end of the video and their call to action is that. But what that does is it tells people to leave. It says, you know what? I'm all done. You can be all done with YouTube. See you later. See you tomorrow. You actually don't want to give any signals like that. So at the end of your videos, you either have a call to action to a lead magnet where if they are going to leave, they're going to your website, or you have a call to action that leads them to the next video that you recommend that they watch. So you might say something like this. Hey, now that you've learned A, B, and C in this video, if you want to learn X, Y, and Z, go watch this video next. You can point to it, you can tell them the title of the video, but that way they're not ending their YouTube session, they're actually continuing and going and watching another video that you recommend to them. I typically will recommend that we do 5 episodes that link to a lead magnet. So the call to action is to go to a lead magnet. The other 15 would link to those 5 videos. So it'd be, hey, if you've learned A, B, and C, you need to go watch this video next to learn X, Y, and Z. And then at that video, the call to action is the lead magnet. Now that you see the strategy on how you can teach dance online, I want to help you out further, and I've created a free resource. It's my Influencer Almanac. And what I've put all into one place is all my tips, all my tools, and all my strategies, my YouTube strategies, my business strategies of how you could really generate a lot of revenue in your business. To get access to it, just go ahead and click the link below and that Influencer Almanac is yours.